hello, scholars, and welcome. Welcome to Peak Flicks Reading and Writing with the one and only Miss Holloman. Scholars, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for an excellent day of teaching and learning. Today is our 13th day together. Can you believe it? We've been doing this for 13 days, and I am so excited. Scholars, we are still using our mentor text whales. If you remember, scholars, yesterday we learned about who remembers? We learned about using a map and a map key to help us have a better visual of what the author is trying to say. Today, scholars, we're going to learn more about using a glossary. Now, we've talked about this, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth, okay? Let's read our objective together. And let me get out my pointer. My pointer is right here. Just be patient with me. Thank you, scholars. Reading objective. I can use a glossary to help me understand the definition of different words. And right here, scholars, if you would look at our anchor chart, a glossary is an alphabetical list of difficult words and their meanings. A glossary helps a reader understand what a word means. So today, scholars, this is just the example that we're using that is in the text, and we will look at it further. But if you notice, there are words and they're also in alphabetical order. This glossary happens to give us a picture. In addition to that, it tells us the meaning. So, scholars, what we're going to do is we're going to navigate through the book using what? You're right, the table of contents. We're going to use the table of contents. I'm not going to read the book in its entirety because we've done that. But our focus today is to look at the what? Who remembers? You got it, the glossary. And how a glossary help us with difficult words. Are you ready, scholars? Great. Let's get started. On the move. When animals travel from one region or habitat to another, it's called what? Migration. Animals migrate in search of food or a mate. Migration help animals survive on Earth. Many animals migrate. The sperm whale is one of them. We're going to continue. On this page, the author ask us what animal is longer than a school bus, has a larger brain, has the largest brain of an animal, is one of the greatest divers in the world. And I already know that you know the answer. You're right, a sperm whale. Wondrous whales. Sperm whales are amazing creatures. They are the largest toothed predator on the planet. Males are larger than females. Males weigh up to 50 tons and grow up to 60 feet long. That's not just big, but it's huge. Now, scholars, since we're using our table of contents, we are actually going to go to the next heading that's in the table of contents. Here, need to leave. Female sperm whales travel in family groups called what? Pods. There are 15 to 20 female and their young in a pod. Pods are led by older females. She guides the whales to the best feeding ground. Males usually leave their pods when they are between 4 and 21 years old. When they join bat then they join bachelor's group of up to 50 males. The largest and the oldest males tend to swim alone. So now, scholars, we're going to turn to the next um, part that's in our table of contents, and it has what do we call a heading? What a feast. What a feast. Sperm whales eat a lot, and sperm whales eat a lot, about 1 ton of food every day. That's 2,000 pounds. Their favorite food is large squid found in deep water. They can eat up to 700 squid in one day. Sperm whales also eat octopus, fish, shark, and skate. Sometimes there's not enough food in one part of the ocean. While they search for food, whales survive on fat called blubber that's stored in their bodies. Deep sea dive. Now, we've learned here, scholars, that sperm whales can dive extremely deep and they're usually looking for food. Wee whales. Whales are mammals. We learned that whales are mammals, and baby whales are born and live and drink their mom's milk for the first 2 years or so of for let me read that again, scholars. Whales are mammals. Baby whales are born live and drink their mother's milk for the first 2 years or so of life. Young whales are called calves. Here, scholars, as you know, we've learned about the different facts about cool things about sperm whales. We've also learned that whales can talk and that whales use echolocation for 3 purposes. Who remembers the 3 purposes? To find their way in the deep, dark ocean, to locate food, and to find their young on the surface of the water. We learned about deadly dangers, how the sperm whale loves to eat what? Squid, but the squid is a fighter. So sometimes a whale can have marks on their body, and we know if we happen to see that a whale has had a terrible altercation with a squid. We've also learned that there are different things that pollute our environment, and it's important for us to help keep whales safe and our environment. Now, scholars, the focus of our lesson today, glossary. Let me hear you say glossary. Great, glossary. Now, let's take a really close look at this glossary here. So, first of all, we see the word migration. And we see a picture. It says moving from one region or habitat to another for food or a mate. So if you're not sure what that word means, you can look in the glossary. It tells us the meaning. And in this particular book, they give us a picture. Let's go to the next one. Mate, either a male or female in a pair. Most animals need a mate to have babies. Next word that you may not be clear on, predator, an animal that eats other animals. Next word, spermaceti, an oily, waxy material found in the heads of sperm whales. Carnivore, an animal that only eats meat. Equator, an imaginary line around the earth, equal distant from the North and South Pole. Blubber, a layer of fat that turns into energy and heats up a whale's body. Right here, scholars, look closely. Echolocation, using sound waves to locate an object. Whaling, to hunt for whale. Pollution, danger to the environment with human made waste. Now, scholars, so here the author has 10 words that she feels it's important for the reader to know the word, but also know the definition and to have a picture to create a visual. And so if you're not sure, and you're reading the text and you're not sure what this word means, you can always turn to the glossary to help the reader out. So we know that a glossary helps the reader with difficult words. And also in a text, a lot of times an author may put in a nonfiction book, may put an index. But we're focusing on what? The glossary. So now, scholars, what I need you to do is pause this video for 5 minutes, and I need you to get your pencil, your writing journal, and your writing journal, and your book baggie, and come back in 5 minutes so we can move into writing and see how we can add a glossary into our writing. Great, scholars, you're back. So let's move into writing. So now, scholars, we just learned the importance of a glossary. So let's read our writing objective together. I can add a glossary to my writing to help the reader understand difficult words. And here is our anchor chart. And here the writer gave us 10 words that could be difficult and that is important for us to know to be able to comprehend the text. So what I want you to think about is think about the writing that you have been doing. What words would you like to add to make a glossary? Now, scholars, you don't have to have 10 words. You can have at least 3 words. So today, scholars, we will add a glossary to our writing to help the reader understand difficult words. So let's think about a topic. I like learning about whales. I think I'm going to write about whales and use a glossary to help the reader better understand the meaning of the words. So we've already we've already read a book that has a glossary. We've learned that the writer puts a glossary in there to help us with difficult words. And in this particular book, the author gave us a picture so we can have a what? A visual. So now, scholars, it's your turn. Think about what you've been writing about and think about how you can pick at least 3 words that you would like to put in a glossary to help your readers understand the text better. And if you want to, scholars, you can also make a picture. So now, writers, off you go. Have an excellent day of teaching and learning. Remember that in your writing, you're going to pick your topic, and we've been writing all along, so you can just continue writing what you want to write. But what are you adding this time? You got it. You're adding a glossary. Scholars, you did so well with me today. Remember who you are and that you were born for greatness, and no one can ever steal your dreams. Bye. See you next time.